Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Tell a friend. All black thing. We back, we back, we back, we live. We back with this African inspiration. Excuse me, African music for meditation. Part two, the drums inspirations. I do not own rights to this music. We're just coming back. New series. We've been lied to. Slash, did you know? Mm-hmm. Trying something different here. Just doing what the intuition tells me to do. Universal creation. I'm gonna talk about some important things here, at least important to me. And let's get into it. Where's okay, the Southern Manifesto. Okay, here we go. All right, all right, all right. I want to talk about this here Southern Manifesto and massive resistance to the Brown versus the Board of Education. I'll let you know a little bit about the Brown versus Board of Education was of Topeka, 347 U.S. 483 was a landmark decision by the U.S. Supreme Court, which ruled that the U.S. state laws establishing racial segregation in public schools are unconstitutional, even if the segregated schools are otherwise equal in quality. And the Southern Manifesto goes like this. Almost immediately, and this is according to Legal Defense Fund.com there. It says almost immediately after Chief Justice Earl Warren finished reading the Supreme Court's unanimous opinion in the Brown versus Board of Education in the early afternoon of May 17, 1954, Southern white political leaders condemned the decision and vowed to defy it. So even though this was deemed unconstitutional, Chief Justice Earl Warren wanted to vow it. Wanted to defy it. Wasn't having it. James Eastland, the powerful senator from Mississippi, declared that the South was not will not abide nor obey this legislative decision by a political body. Senator Harry Byrd of Virginia described the opinion as, he says, quote, the most serious blow that has yet been struck against the rights of the states in a matter vitally affecting their authority and welfare. I think that's code word for something else, but I'm gonna leave it right there. At the time, Senator Byrd headed the Byrd Machine, Virginia's most powerful diehard segregationist campaign. In August of 1954, Virginia Governor Thomas Vashon Stanley created a commission to conspire to defy Brown. The Gray Commission, named after State Senator Garland Gray, held this held that school attendance should not be compulsory. Money should be allocated to parents as tuition grants if they oppose integration, and authorized local school boards would assign students to schools themselves. By 1956, Senator Byrd had created a coalition of nearly 100 Southern politicians to sign on his Southern Manifesto, an agreement to resist the implementation of Brown. So while you doing all this, while we was doing all this, wanting to be, integrated and things like that, these people in the South were mounting up in order to have that, to not have it go down like that. So I don't understand this, wanting to be equal with these people that don't ever want to see you do anything great, not just opinion. On February 25th, 1956, Senator Byrd issued a call for massive resistance, a collection of laws passed in response to the Brown decision that aggressively tried to forestall and prevent school integration. You see how they can just make laws up just like that? You know what I'm saying? Just get together and make these laws up that continually look down upon and make things way more difficult for African people in America. This shit is just ridiculous, man. And yet they got something to say about everything that we do when we try to come together, you know, when we sit down, when we marinate, when we come together and politic with each other, they call it all types of things, man. It's just this blatant disrespect that they have for us. Yeah, I'm sick of it. They're gonna continue though. For instance, the massive resistance doctrine included a law that punished any school that integrated by eliminating its state funds and eventually closing the school. See how hard they go? This is a quote here. It says, "If we can organize the southern states for massive resistance to this order, I think that in time, the rest of the country will realize that racial integration is not going to be accepted in the South." Senator Harry Flood Byrd, 1954. In addition to a legal and legislative resistance, the white population of the southern United States mobilized in masses to nullify the Supreme Court's decree. In states across the South, whites set up private academies to educate their children, at first using public funds to support the attendance of their children in these segregated facilities, until the use of public funds was successfully challenged in the court. In other instances, segregationists tried to intimidate black families by threats of violence and economic reprisals against plaintiffs in local cases. See, that's just another, one of their tactics, the scare tactics, and using violence and all this other nonsense to get us to bow down. And these same people got all these things in that, you know, in the book that they wrote, the book that they wrote, and have you mesmerized and under a spell that thou shalt not do this and thou shalt not do that. But they've done everything in contrary to what they said is one should not do. Everything on the most barbaric level there is. Yet, um, you know, they get rewarded for that type of things. We, on the other hand, get shitty end of the stick constantly and over and over again. This is, this is something that just gotta stop, man. Like, if it ain't now, I don't know when it ever will happen. Because things are changing, the tide is changing, and they know it too. That's why they keep continue to just try to hold on to every little bit that they can and changing laws like they've always done. See, the game don't change, just the rules to the game. So we got to constantly keep up with these people and how they do things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just doing something different. New series we've been lied to. Do your own research about these things now, because it's there to be known and there to be had. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is just knowledge. It don't belong to nobody. So they try to suppress the real knowledge for a long time, but now we got so many ways to, what I'm saying, figure things out. If you ain't want to figure things out and you just okay with how your life is and how, your communities are, more power to you. I'm not. I'm ready for change. And I'm gonna do my part, what I'm saying, to make that happen. We back again, y'all. This is All Black Everything. Think it's Plight, Big Dreams, Many Streams. Back at the new series. We've been lied to. Slash. Did you know? Do your own diligence, do your own research. I'm just coming up with things that have been public knowledge, but to the masses of people have been suppressed. But this is the age of Aquarius. That means that knowledge is reigning supreme. Shout out King KRS1. Here we go. Y'all like it, share, subscribe, thumbs up, like it, hitchhiking. All Black Everything. Bombers. Mm-hmm. Custom made. Peace and love, y'all.